Welcome to our presentation on creating and managing a construction management system using UAVs, high precision GNSS, and Arcgis Online. My name is Benjamin Griffith and I'm a project manager with TexianGeo Spatial. I'll be joined later in this presentation by Eric Willis, who is the president of Natural Development Austin. We will be focusing on a few different apps we have built using Arcgis Online and other Esri products, such as Collector for ArcGIS, ArcGIS Pro, and Drone to Map. The web apps we have built in ArcGIS Online save time and money by allowing site managers to monitor progress of the area without leaving the office. To get started, I want to give you a little bit of background on this project. So, Natural Development contracted Texas Drone Picks to provide weekly drone images and also monthly orthomosaic flights of their area of Lacima. So Texian Geospatial and Texas Drone Picks partnered together to provide these mosaics and these still images in an application that's easy to access, number one, but also easy to use and easy to learn so that many different people can access this information and take a look at it and take advantage of it. We fly weekly drone flights for this project, and we provide these drone images through ArcGIS Online on a web map. And so as you'll see on the map on the right, there's points throughout the area, and each of these points represents a drone image. So the images that you see in the pop-up are tied to an actual point and location where they were taken, where the drone was when the image was actually captured. And this makes it very easy to orient yourself within the area and check on key areas that you're trying to monitor their progress. We have years of images, spaced out by 1 week at a time. So it's easy to go back through the archive and check on the progress and monitor that progress. And if there's any disputes, you have a great record of exactly what has gone on within your site. So I mentioned earlier that we do the weekly drone image flights, but we also do monthly orthomosaic flights. So we fly each of the phases separately and create orthomosaics for each of the phases. And this allows us control over which mosaics we want to view and which date of these mosaics we want to view. So we have months, years up to this point of mosaics. And so we can go back through there. And what you see on this map here is I'm using the swipe tool to compare what this phase looked like about a year ago to what it looks like now. And so on the left-hand side, you see roads and sidewalks and even houses already being built in phase 2, and sort of the middle of the screen there, it's all just cedar brush. And that's what it looked like about a year ago before they started clearing this area and putting in roads. So you can see that dramatic difference, or you can also go month by month and see, the slow gradual change. First they cleared out the area, then they, brought in caliche and leveled out the roadways and then poured the asphalt and put in all the sidewalks. So there's a lot of different aspects there. So I mentioned that we collected high accuracy GNSS points for our ground control points. We used the EOS Aero Gold to collect these points straight into ArcGIS Collector. This is just a great setup to have because everything works with ArcGIS products. So Collector feeds all your points straight to ArcGIS Online, and from there you can bring them into Drone to Map when it comes time to process your imagery. So it makes everything really smooth and really seamless, staying within that Esri suite of software and making everything smooth, and a lot less button clicks or exporting is nice. Thank you, Eric, for joining us today. Can you start off by first introducing yourself and telling us about natural development?
Okay, yeah, my name is Eric Willis. I'm president of Natural Development. We manage the development of master plan communities and smaller communities that are in various stages of construction in the Austin area. We currently have a large master plan community that's over 2,500 acres. We're in the early phases of that development, and we manage all the infrastructure and home builders, and basically everything that needs to be done within a master plan community is what we are involved in.
How has this imagery assisted you in everyday tasks or meetings?
Really, for everything, it's amazing how much the technology has gotten ahead of Google, so you don't rely on Google anymore to overlay something when you want to work with a civil engineer. But we have our community flown every week. So we get weekly images that we use, and that we share with a variety of, I guess, partners, if you will, investors, bankers, city staff, county staff, elected officials look at our images because we're such a big project. They want to see what's going on in the community. We also use it when we're monitoring the activities of our contractors and their subcontractors. It's helped us when we are looking at the infrastructure that's going in, which is really mostly what we're involved in, is the horizontal improvements, which is really all the civil work, which is related to the roads, the water, the wastewater lines, all the utilities that go along with that. But then we also use the images for marketing purposes. We've used them on our website. We've used them on presentations. We used them in advertising ads for that run in print and on digital media. So we've used it for several years now. I can't remember how many years.
Can you talk about the orthomosaic imagery and in what ways you guys are utilizing that information?
We do weekly flyovers. It gives us angled shots and then straight up and down imagery that lets us analyze what's going on the ground from that perspective. But we also have our group put together a mosaic for our property on a monthly basis. We use that information and feed that to our civil engineers, and that helps us when we're land planning and our civil engineers are designing the next phases that we need to develop. So before we even do a tree survey or on the ground topo, we use this mosaic information to actually look at how we want to lay out the next section of 100 lots or 200 lots based on trees that we can see from our own images, and based on the topography that we can determine from these images as well. So we use the mosaics to help with planning and to also see progress on one big picture and being able to move around on that one big picture.
How easy has it been for you to access and share the information for your project?
We really like how easy it is to share the information that we do get, whether it's in a mosaic or whether it's in a still shot. The fact that the cloud has made everything easier for everybody, but being able to pull down an image and share it with the local fire chief, because we have a fire station under construction in our community, and it's something outside their budget that they don't spend a lot of money on taking drone footage of a fire station that's under construction, but we just work it into our project, and I can share with the fire chief weekly progress of their fire station from above. Obviously, they're checking on it on the ground themselves, but then they can share that with other city staff, mayor, city council members, the progress of the roads that we have built going on in front of that fire station as well. So it's not just benefiting us, but we also are able to help benefit the local municipalities with the information that we have.
What was your experience like while learning how to use the Esri software?
Accessing the software from any device, accessing the software, using the software, once you do have access to it from any device, is quite simple. And then these days, whenever you have a tablet and you're able to expand and contract on your tablet, it just helps tremendously when you're out in the field. Everybody in my company has a Surface Pro or a iPad, so we have both devices. Whether it's an Apple product or a Windows-based product, you can use the product, and everyone's able to get to what the information they need.
What is your favorite thing about using the software to view drone images?
It's really about using those images to manage others. So the efficiency aspect of it, the time saving aspect of it, is about you getting other people to do what they need to do or what you want them to do that might be inside or outside of their current scope of work. So it's really helpful in managing others without going into a long narrative, without having to be in a face-to-face meeting in the field. Some days it's it's Texas. Some days it's raining. Some days it's 102. Some days you don't want to be standing out there on the asphalt or sitting in your pickup truck with three other guys and trying to point at one piece of paper. It's sometimes just easier to send them an image that you've marked up and tell them, hey, this is what needs to be addressed. Um, I find it just helps you manage other people.
Eric did a great job of describing all the different ways that he's been using these images, but I wanted to quickly show you what he sees when he logs into Arcgis Online and how he's accessing these images. So if you look at the map right here, each of these points represents some drone images. If we click on one of the points, it'll open up this pop-up with a thumbnail of the drone image, and we can actually click on it and get a full-sized version of that picture, and we can zoom in all sorts of places. That's the fire station over there being built. So he uses these to check on the progress of various areas throughout the subdivision being built. We also set up a construction viewer for him. This construction viewer is more geared towards the mosaics that we created for them. So we have a swipe tool in here. This swipe tool is a really great tool just to quickly visualize progress over a certain period of time. So on the left here, we have the progress up until about a month ago, the end of August. And on the right, we have what it looked like back in March. So as you can see, back in March, these lots hadn't even been cleared and construction hadn't started in this area. And we see as of August 23rd that there's several houses already built in this area and several more being built or are in progress. So this tool makes it very easy to check on that stuff. We also have the measure tool. The measure tool can be used to measure both areas or straight lines, whatever you're looking to do. You can use the measure tool to measure directly on the imagery and get a good estimate of what you're looking at on the ground. And finally, we have the print to PDF tool, which makes it very easy to share out sections of this map or specific areas. You can choose your layout here. You can also choose your format or file type from this drop down. And then we have some advanced settings to get a little bit more specific on what map you're looking for or what you're looking for on the map. So some great and simple tools to use to not only measure and check the progress, but also share that progress out to various interests. By making these web applications easy to access on any device, construction managers can save time by monitoring progress from the office when they're not able to be on site. For more information, please contact us through the email at the bottom of the screen. Thank you.